Recently, I am working on my book, Al-Fiqh Islami, the volume number 3, which is about the family matters, the marriage and divorce, and all the rights and the duties of the husband and wife. When I was working on this book, I realized really there are so many details about the rights of the women in Islam in the marriage, which men are unaware. Even the ulama don't know. They don't learn that. And I found that in the earliest sources, Abu Hanifah and people like that, how they, in Islam, we used to be so advanced. Now, Muslim women, all the time they feel insulted, humiliated, no respect. If you read really what early Muslims have, legalized and made clear for the women, if people apply them properly, I'll tell you, all the women in the world will love to become Muslims. Now there are so many cases when Muslim women are leaving Islam because the Muslim family is so bad. But truth really, the rights that Islam has given to the women, even now they are more advanced than any Western legal system. They're so advanced. The independence of the women. I just was reading yesterday in one of the Hanafi sources, the book written by Imam Muhammad, the student of Abu Hanifah, Kitab Al-Asl. He said, if a man becomes adult, then his parents have no right to keep him with themselves. If he is mentally sound and he can manage the matter, then parents have no right to keep him with themselves. He can live independently. That you must be knowing, because there are so many boys, they live independently. Then I was shocked to see really, same Imam Abu Hanifah and Muhammad, they also say, similarly, if a woman is adult and mentally she is sound, then her father cannot force her to live with him. She can live on her own. Unless he can prove that she is mentally not fine, then the court can decide. Things like that, you never can hear something like that. The women have a right to refuse the father's proposal for the marriage. People will say to you, you must listen to your father and can't disobey. No, the Prophet allowed that in the sound hadith. You don't listen to that. The rights of the women inside the house when they get married, accommodation, expenses. In a Hanafi madhab, what they discuss really is, then the wife comes, the husband has to provide her independent accommodation, not with in-laws. Then provide her, expenses, maintenance. About the food, Hanafi madhab said, either the husband has to give his wife raw materials so she can cook. If she is not happy, then he has to provide her cooked food. And if she is not happy with that, then he has to give her money so she can buy her own food. And then about the clothes, that 2 pairs of the clothes in the winter, 2 pairs in the summer, and some when she goes outside, this thing. And then more than that, if she has a servant, then the husband has to provide accommodation and expenses for the servant. If she has 2 servants, still Imam Abu Hanifah student say yes, then the husband has to provide all the facilities and expenses for 2 servants. And details like that really, which makes women more dignified, their independence, in deciding their own matters, their independence in the money matter, in the ownership of the things, property, all of those things, it is so clearly there, and once the people know really, they will realize really that many things that men do for the women, none of them are favor. Actually, the women's right in Islam is much more than people can imagine. So anyway, I can't teach you all those things clearly. And whenever I gave talk about the marriage, and many women came to me and they said actually, but no alims ever said these things. They never tell me us. They all we never knew this thing. So that's why I decided really to make this course, and will teach you with all full reference. Come here, learn rights of the women inside the family in the light of the Quran, in the light of the Sunnah, in the light of the practices of the companions, and in the lights of the teachings of the early jurists, Abu Hanifah and people like him, not in our time. If those opinions which Abu Hanifah has been saying, if I say, people call me feminist. But nobody calls Abu Hanifah feminist.